Dan Ives, Wedbush Securities Managing Director of Equity Research, joins us now. He's got an outperform rating on Apple, price target of 300, has been super bullish about this phone and this whole cycle. Dan, I got a 16 over the weekend, but I was a little surprised that they had the inventory. They had it in stock last night here in the Oculus, the Brookfield Place store. Is that a sign of demand or something else?
I think it's been depending on the stores, but everything we've seen, it's trending about 8 to 10 million ahead of iPhone 15 from a unit perspective. And that foots with everything we saw in Asia over the last few weeks when we were there. I think what you're really starting to see is just the reason this is going to be what I believe is an AI-driven super cycle with iPhone 16, partially like you, at 300 million iPhones have not upgraded in 4+ years.
Yeah, mine was stale.
And then the next step, Apple Intelligence will start to get rolled out, a lot of the features, into holiday season, and post-holiday season. I think that really is going to be, we think 20% of consumers worldwide will ultimately access AI through an Apple device.
Some of the reviews suggested that if you were really going to give a healthy diet of AI tools, you'd be giving more than, for example, 8 gigs of memory.
Sure.
Is that fair?
Oh, yeah, I think for iPhone 17, they're going to have to step that up.
Really?
But I do think it's an iterative process. I mean, Apple, if you really think about it, they were definitely late to the game when it came to AI. You had to have the OpenAI partnership, ChatGPT. I think other partnerships will come along. But it comes down to that install base and the way that they're doing these upgrades. And I think you're going to see more and more marketing material rolled out into holiday season. And I think for Apple, this is the start of a renaissance of growth. Everything we see from Asia shows high single-digit, potentially double-digit unit growth coming out of iPhone 16. That happens, I think, going into early next year, we're looking at a $4 trillion market cap for Apple.
So do you think that their shipping has become more effective and their inventory management has become effective, and that's the reason why people are able to get them?
Yeah, they've added about 10 to 12 million more units this year than a year ago. So they were prepared for that. Now, I think in terms of pre-ordering, because there was some noise about it last week in terms of, you look at pre-orders and that was down. So I actually disagree because you had essentially 10 to 12 million more units that were available. You actually look at lead times, everything we're seeing in Asia, I think it's tracking to what will ultimately be 240 million more units or more, which would be a historical record for Apple in a year in terms of iPhone units.
So you think channel supply checks leading into a cycle are getting less and less useful with every cycle?
Look, I think you have to understand, it's part of being in Asia 2 times in the last 6 weeks, that you have to be able to put all the pieces together. For me, just to go on the website and be like, okay, lead times, compare them, and then have some mathematical gymnastics, I think that just tells one part of the story. For us, it's about what suppliers are saying, what that looks like, what we believe the pent-up demand from an install base. You have 300 million iPhones haven't upgraded. You go back 2 years ago, that's 140 million. So that's almost more than doubled. And I think that's why when you look at Apple stock, I think investors are kind of looking through this to be like, what can incremental services revenue be? What ultimately does AI mean to Apple? We think $30 to $40 per share. And that's why I think some of the parts, this could be not just $4 trillion, I think this could be $4.5 trillion. We have a $300 price target. I think it just starts this, what I believe is a super cycle.
Now, I know this is a very smallly held view in terms of AI for Apple, but it also could, some believe, be a threat, an existential threat. I mean, these reports over the weekend that Johnny Ives working on a device with OpenAI. Sam Altman's quoted basically saying, generative AI made it possible to create a new computing device because the technology could do more for users than traditional software. Is that anything that anyone in Apple should be worried about long term?
Look, I think they have to be concerned about just broader trends, but when you have what Cupertino has, 2.2 billion iOS devices, 1.5 billion iPhones, that is the key ingredient to their success. It's about that install base, and I think it's them further monetizing the install base. If we said a year ago that they'd have a partnership with OpenAI, you'd be like, no way, that's not Apple. But look what they did. So I think they are starting to change with the times, and I ultimately believe Google and others are going to have to integrate into iPhone 16 to iOS 18, because otherwise you're on the outside looking in of this AI consumer revolution.